Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Amar. And we have our guest Simon Henry. This is my episode 7. And I'm very glad to welcome him because I recall, Simon, that was last year when you helped us. We organized a virtual ServiceNow developer meetup, and we had an active participants of 30 plus members into that. And you gave a very good insight on SecOps, which is your key field. And thanks for accepting this again.
Yeah, my
So
pleasure.
yeah, much appreciated. Like, you are always very active on ServiceNow communities, and whenever it comes to ServiceNow, you're very active on replies as well. Having so many followers on LinkedIn, maybe you must be getting a lot of messages, but you do reply to everyone. So really appreciate your, dedication towards ServiceNow community. So finally, we are here in 2 weeks' time. We were speaking about it. Simon, let's have a podcast together. It's been a long time. We have not met, and Simon was so uh, eager to have this, and he was very happy to be my guest. That was really humbleness from his end. I really liked it. So we are here, guys, and let's talk about it. I don't know, like we obviously do Simon for 1 hour as the talk goes because it's not scripted. Whatever we feel, we can talk about it. So it's more like what do you say, open ended or a free goals thing. We can talk about service now. That's what we love, right? Whatever we love, and we talk about it. And
Yeah,
one
yeah,
hour, I think it's very less for us if we talk about service now because a lot of things are going on. So let us welcome Simon. Simon, give us an introduction. Everyone knows you, but there are some new subscribers also on our channel. Some of them are from India. They must not be on LinkedIn or somewhere else on ServiceNow community. Not that active. So for them, a short introduction will be very helpful.
yeah, sure. Yeah, and no, it's great honor to be invited. Thanks, Amar. And yes, obviously, I didn't. I must have done an okay job last year of talking about SecOps since you invited me back. So that's good. I'm happy about that. Uh, but yeah, I guess my background is actually a bit different. I think from a lot of people in that I actually come from a background of working in journalism. Um, I've always a kind of a techie. Like as a kid, I was doing coding and that sort of thing, and in fact, and studied some computer science at university. But also at university, I got involved in the student newspaper and sort of discovered just an interest, enjoyment in doing journalism. So I actually went and worked for a newspaper out of university, and a few years after that, was offered a position as the IT editor for a paper. So I kind of sort of went full circle, got back into the IT side of
Right.
things, uh, and that was a great job. This was in the early 2000s, 2002 sort of time, and it was a great job because this was for the largest newspaper in New Zealand, so it was on the radar quite often for the big IT vendors like Microsoft, SAP, Oracle. If they had a conference that they wanted to send journalists to, I was very fortunate that I would often be the one that's sort of on the top of the list. So that's how I sort of got more into the enterprise IT space, and enjoyed that, and also I, as part of that, sort of the security uh, side of it as well. And then to sort of fast forward a few years, I was working more in marketing, IT marketing, and had my first introduction to a ServiceNow partner. Wanted some work done, and I prior to that, I had no involvement with ServiceNow, but I was quite fascinated by what I saw, and thought, yes, this is great. The platform here is great. I'd like to sort of dive a bit deeper into that. So that's when I sort of started getting. First got my CSA certification, just to kind of build my knowledge, and I thought maybe there's a bit of an opportunity
Simon,
to
this was in which year? This was in which year when you got
this would have
introduced?
been 2019, I think. So
Okay.
about, yeah, it's about 5 or 6 years ago. Yeah. And I thought, yeah, maybe, this is an opportunity to sort of specialize and sort of help partners, ServiceNow partners in particular, to with their sort of marketing, and then I sort of branched out a bit into pre-sales as well. So um, as well as a little bit of implementation, and sort of specializing in SecOps. And yeah, just sort of gone from there. And as you mentioned, I sort of reasonably active in the community. I really enjoy kind of reaching out to people. To be honest, it's probably as much of a self-interest thing as anything, because I find it's the best way to learn. If there's a question and you think, oh, that's an interesting question, but I don't actually know the answer, if you do a bit of research, then you're sort of learning yourself and helping other people. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yesterday, I was just hovering on this ServiceNow community. Like I do like asset management, Simon. So yesterday, I saw one of the post on ServiceNow community. So the question was like someone was there and he was trying to alter the out of the box things. So basically, he wanted to order multiple items with one transfer orders. Transfer orders and lines are there. So ServiceNow does it. Out of the box, it is there. So when you get a page, you just need to mention how many, you know, uh, assets you need to transfer from one stock to another stock. So at the first instance itself, when you get that opportunity, that UI page, at that time itself, you have to increase the count, how many count you have to, basically move the assets. When that person, was missing that bit, and he was directly asking for one asset at that UI page. And when the record was submitted, transfer orders were submitted, and he was trying to fix there, on in the platform itself.
Mm,
He was trying to alter with quantity. He was trying to alter with the, and there was some policies written, right? Whenever you alter the quantity, automatically it becomes read only. When you remove the model, it gives you, it allows you to edit the quantity, because ServiceNow does not know like which asset need to be moved. So basically, he was removing the model, then he was able to edit the quantity. When he used to add the model, the quantity was read only. And I was like, "What you're trying to do? Why you're trying to alter the out of the box thing?" Then I went into basically PDI, and then I checked. I said, "Bro, you're trying to disturb the out of the box functionality first of all, and it is available out of the box." So something got to with this question. So there are a lot of people, they are trying to, but basically they don't know exactly what they are doing. That can be one thing. So because they are very new into this asset management, that can be another thing. But it's good, like on the ServiceNow community, you can post any questions, and I did responded to it. And there are people, who responds to them, very politely, and they try to make them understand, that this is the way you can do it. So it's basically so humble, our community is, and so open minded and open ended. It is like we can ask any questions which is arriving in our mind. So that thing I really like about ServiceNow community. What is your
yeah.
take on it?
Yes, and well, I think you make a very good point there with that example of the question that you gave, because so often it's like anything in life, you don't know what you don't know. So you
Yeah.
might come at it with, you might not realize what the out of box capabilities are. So the best thing is just to ask the question, and then you get hopefully several people with different perspectives, different understandings before. Some understand what the out of box capabilities are. So you might come away with a totally different perception of how to do things, which is, I mean, that's the great power of the community, isn't it? We
Yeah.
you just throw out a question, and you don't know what you're going to get back. But we all have different experiences.
Yeah. Just Simon, on that thing, as you have done some journalism, so I was thinking, like how you used to decide like which stories or trends are worth digging into, beyond the headlines at that time. And I can see that thing is coming in our community as well, So I think your journalism is helping, you understand whatever the things are going on whenever it comes to you, because you have that background, you have that experience. So whatever service now is trying to do, let's say if we talk about this certification, it was little bit chaotic, I can say. Service now also accepted it. First they came up with like, you need to do this certification, but you had the vision, you were able to understand it properly, because I saw your multiple posts, and you were more like, service now we understand it's very important. You agreed with it, I agreed with it, but the thing was like a cost which was, uh, that the, that thing you were flagging, and I really liked about it. And the good thing is service now listened it to all our service now community. But my thing is like, how you were able to think, it was like journalism which was helping you. You understood like, this is the background where service now is going, and you started telling everyone, this thing should be done, I understand, but which the bothering part was the cost. So basically, how you see the things, the trends, and how you try to evaluate it. Can you give us little bit insight on
Yes, yes, I certainly think that's certainly that background that I have is helpful, and I guess I also prior to sort of specializing in IT journalism, I was kind of a general business reporter. So I guess I kind of always, even with ServiceNow, I kind of look at it from the company itself from a kind of a business perspective. What are these guys doing? How well are they doing it? What are their challenges? So I guess from that perspective, I was thinking, look, come on, guys, this is short. You're not going to make a whole lot of money doing this, but you'll get a better return on investment if you make this certification free, because we rebuild the trust of the community and the goodwill. So I guess, yeah, I kind of look at it at a sort of a holistic perspective like that. So and it's also I really enjoy doing sort of pre-sales and marketing
it?
activity for partners. And again, it's about storytelling. Even if you're
Yeah.
if you're a business analyst as well, it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? You need to. It's about understanding the big picture and stepping back and thinking, well, what are we trying to achieve here? What's the it's not just it's about implementing a solution. It's about solving a problem, isn't it? So you need
Yeah.
that backstory to understand. So I guess, yeah, that sort of storytelling is a big part of business and a community, and I guess bringing a business and its community together. So
Yeah, basically it's a bridge, That's what uh,
mm, mm,
pre-sales and business analysts do. But yeah,
yeah,
that was a great thing, you flagged it. Many of us flagged it, I can say, and it was finally listened by ServiceNow community. So now we have some time, 6 months,
yeah.
to complete the certification, and in total we have 1 year to do the certification. 6 months free, and more 6 month grace period, uh, you know, so that our certifications are not lost, which are the existing one.
And
Let's.
apologies, I think I might have lost my screen. I'll try and get that back.
Yes, yes, yes. But I can hear you. That's a
Yeah,
good thing.
oh,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. Yes.
Yeah. Because I meet a lot of people. They say we don't get time directly to see the podcast, so we try to download it, and when traveling in the train,
Yeah.
anywhere, and we try to listen it in that way. So I think connecting with people, yeah, video is very important. But if we are sharing something, we can work with audio as well.
Yeah.
But I will wait just to come up with your video.
I might have to unplug and
Rejoin.
replug.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh, well, no, that's not the camera you want to see.
No, I'm sorry. Shall we keep talking, and I'll just try to
Mm,
fix it.
it's fine, Simon. 1 minute, 2 minutes are fine. You have multiple cameras, I think.
Yes, this was just a plug-in USB plug-in one. So no, I'm sorry. It's not wanting to work. Try once again.
One, two, three.
No, I'm sorry. It's completely.
No, no problem. Let's let's give a talk.
Otherwise, I can switch over to the other camera. That might be just
Yeah, something like that.
a second with that. No,
This works.
that's better than nothing, is it? Right. All right. Sorry about that. Always the technology. It's the old.
Technology. Yeah, yeah.
Always the demos. It's the problem with being in IT, isn't it? You always you always have these issues.
Yeah. That is completely understandable in this era. So we covered certification. We covered about you. Okay, how you jumped into third thing. Simon, let's jump into this AI thing. So have you implemented any? How it is helping in your work life or in your personal life? Any experiences with service now?
Oh, sorry, I missed that, Emma.
Yeah. So I was talking about the AI thing. So have you implemented any agentic AI? So there was a lot of community post as well, build with AI agent. So did you created any of your AI bots
Uh,
till now, agentic AI?
Not so much with agentic AI, but I mean the whole situation with AI in general is pretty fascinating, isn't it? What's happening um, in terms of just just the hype around it, and I'm not sure. Are you guys doing much in the AI space, sort of for ITSM or anything like that?
Yeah, we are trying to do like initially we were very much low on licenses, so it was a high cost, but we managed to get the cost, the licenses now. So we are more into now starting with now assist, then we'll jump into agentic AI. So right now we have a lot of knowledge articles in our platform, and we try to give that functionality to our fulfillers basically, so that they can use that functionality of summarization of knowledge article, AI agent assist, so that they can raise a catalog items directly. It's not like they need to go to the portal again and they need to again copy paste everything from the interaction record or from the incident record. So directly on a hit of a button, all the data, Simon, which was there in the parent ticket, it will be auto populated, and they can just hit the submit button and a catalog item will be submitted. So we are in a mode of transition, and we have very tight KPIs now, like because the business needs it now. What I feel, Simon, everyone needs AI because it's like Jerry is also there in the call. He would agree with it because in the World Forum when we were there, so everyone when AI comes, it's always like it's basically replacing the people. It's not like replacing the people. It's all about making their work easier. That's what I think about AI. Simon, what is your insight on it?
Yes, yes, that's or uh, freeing people up to do more important
Mm.
work, higher level stuff. Um, it's, and I think there's so much hype about it, but I think ServiceNow is doing a good job of finding the balance, providing solutions that do actually work. They're not, and also being very careful about the governance and that sort of thing, so that information isn't leaked everywhere. Uh, I think so. Yeah. So the sort of the simple stuff that you've just sort of talked about. So I think that is proving to be effective, and people can see the return on investment. Whereas I think a lot of other companies are kind of hyping up their AI capabilities when they may not yet actually be seeing a good return on investment. Yeah, as I say, I'm not really familiar with what's happening too much in the AI agent space, but that's obviously like a step above, and I guess that's more about really sort of removing people from the equation. Uh, and I'm not sure how. There's a lot of interest in it. I'm not sure how many organisations have yet sort of fully deployed it or are sort of getting a good return on investment. It's yeah. Again, I'm not sure if you've seen any good sort of case studies of agents effectively being used, but I think we're getting there. It won't be too far away.
Like it can be very useful for citizen developers, which like I had a podcast last week with the CEO of a Japanese company. So
Yes,
they
yes, I
have,
listen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So Simon, they have done a very good job, and I was also working on so that how much capability I can give to the citizen developers, so that request uh, related to catalog items. Let's say an example, because we get a lot of requests of catalog items. Can you edit this catalog item? Can you edit this question of the catalog item? And if they have that capability to edit it, via cat builder, because it's very intuitive, like the UI is very nice for cat builder, and it was meant for citizen developers, initially. And but we have to put a lot of guardrails, governance, and I'm trying to work on it. So there, this is very useful, and now assist brings that, like they just need to type what type of catalog item they need, and automatically in the background that catalog item will be built. Not like 100%, but at least they get a foundation, and on that they can play around with that. They can put some variable names, they can change the variable name. So I think that part was very useful, and they made that part with agentic AI. It was more like a conversing thing. Okay, I don't need this the variable name. So they were like talking to a AI, agentic AI, and they were changing the variable names, everything. So now Assist gives you the capability with the foundation data, with the variables and the catalog item, a catalog item and variable sitting on it. But you have to go and manually change it. But here, introducing agentic AI in that, they were able to basically do the conversation, and they were able to change it. That's what citizen developers need it. So I can see that future trend. So citizen developers going there, and they get that catalog builder role. And I have been working into this space a lot, Simon. So ServiceNow has bought one more role called citizen developer role now. So in that you can do scripting also. But it's a topic of you know what I say discussion, because I feel citizen developer is a low code thing. They are not interested in coding. Then again, this new role is bought, and they can write scripts in that. Basically, they can write catalog client scripts like that. They can write. So I don't know like where exactly things are going. What I can project is like ServiceNow is giving more capability. because catalog client scripts are very easy to write. What I think, it's very easy, and it by proper training, we can train the citizen developers, and if there are small complex things like populating the manager, they can do that by their own itself. They don't have to rely on the DevOps team. You know, so I think, and catalog builder works in a fashion like you don't have to work on update sets. So from the Tokyo release, I think you can directly create your catalog item in the production instance with guardrails. I mean, there should be an approval, and that also ServiceNow has given. So there is a out of the box flow, and you can alter that flow, and directly the item will not be published. It will go in review state, and Simon, let's say you are an approver, you will approve it, then you can put some catalog task for peer review, for the governance, for the DevOps team. Okay, you have built a correct item, you have followed the best practices of the platform. Once the catalog task is closed, then only the item will be published. Either of the things are not closed, the item will not be published. So you are in a safe hands basically. There are not a lot of citizen developers going there and trying to submit a lot of catalog items and creating a lot of catalog items basically. So that bit I really liked, and that's the projection of agentic AI. I just gave an example with live example basically with catalog builder.
Mm. Yes, that it's very important that the governance side
Mm.
of citizen development that you mentioned, and ServiceNow has always, for the last five 5 or 6 years that citizen development has kind of been on the radar. They've always been very strong on that. I think there was people have had a fear that a citizen developer, that means that first of all your professional developers are all going to get sacked, and amateurs are going to come in and try to run the platform. But clearly that's not the case. Although that leads on to the interesting question, doesn't it, about vibe coding, the other
Mm.
the other sort of factor in the sort of the AI equation. Um, and obviously there's uh, quite strong capabilities. And again, I'm not sure how much you are sort of using the coding capabilities within Now Assist, but obviously that's quite a controversial area. Some people think this is great, saving developers a lot of time by automatically generating code. Others think no, it's there's no quality control. So yeah, obviously that's a big issue, not just for ServiceNow, but for IT in general at the moment. How do we deal with vibe coding? Is it going to be, is it going to result in kind of systems crashing in 2 years' time when AI generated code falls over, or will it be fine?
Yeah, obviously I've seen like whenever ServiceNow brings up with the new things, there are two kinds of people, right? There are three kinds of people. One, it's great. I'm really liking it. Maybe they have done that much progress in their AI type of work, or in that space they have done that kind of work, and that's the reason ServiceNow has bought that release for them. So ServiceNow has a lot of customers, so they have to look after all the customers. They might have raised a case, they might have raised an idea. This is where we have reached, and we need this functionality to basically complete our implementation on whatever the things they are doing. So ServiceNow prioritize it and try to bring that. For others, they will be like, this is nothing to do with us. This is irrelevant. Basically, this is not we are doing. So I think as a ServiceNow enterprise application, if I see, Simon, ServiceNow has to make happy to all his customers, prioritizing the things. So I have seen there are small fields, Simon, and like our thing, like our platform, basically we try to run it out of the box, basically a lot. So I will just give an example, Simon. Like, let's say you have 2 3 laptops, and depending upon the location, Simon, we need to change the cost. Let's say if this laptop in New Zealand, it will cost around, let's say, 1,000 your currency, okay, New Zealand dollars, and in UK the same laptop will cost around 1,200 pounds. and in US same thing will cost around $800 because of taxation everything. Okay, so if we think about this requirement, Simon, everyone will come up with like, oh, I have to do a lot of codings. I have to go to the user profile, see the location, and depending upon that, I will, save this data, the cost data into one of the custom table, and from there I will pull it. For New Zealand, this model, I will pull the, this price. But ServiceNow has a field on the catalog item, price implication, just a checkbox, Simon. Everything is sorted by that checkbox. It's all about, ServiceNow has thought about it, and whatever the coding needs to be done, ServiceNow has done in the background. You just need to configure it properly now, you know. So I just, when you think about out of the box things, so you try to dig into it a lot. Okay, can this be done by out of the box? ServiceNow might have given a thought. Let's do some, digging how this works. So what I feel like on the forms, each and every field has their own, uniqueness, has their own functionality, associated with it. So yeah, have you come upon with this, like example, like, because we know good coding, but we feel like it's a lot of maintenance, in future run, and that's the reason we try to do a lot of things with configuration, with out of the box things. It takes time, Simon. It takes time, to understand which plugin will suit us, understand the plugin, and then take actions on it. But maintainability wise, upgradability wise, we are very much, secured, and we are very much happy with it.
Mm. Yes, well, it gets back to that the ideal situation of staying out of the box as much as possible, and I guess that is also about that sort of minimizes the risk from vibe coding. If you're staying out of the box as much as possible, you're not needing to script so much, and so there's less opportunity for AI to give you code that's not going to work. And actually, I mean, ServiceNow is all about getting them to do all the background stuff that you need. I mean, that's why organizations buy a CSM application, isn't it? Because they expect that 95% of the functionality is already there, and they hope to minimize the individual aspects of it that they have to code and install. So and that keeps increasing over time, whether it's in this security operations space or whatever, the asset management. We expect the applications to get better every 6 months, don't we? So hope it's not about relying on vibe coding or too much on even citizen development. It's about ensuring that the quality of the applications keeps improving with each release.
This is, yeah. So in the chat, Jerry has mentioned, I think the main challenge around AI is the adoption, how the users will adopt AI. And the main benefit is to help everyone learn how to use it effectively in their own roles.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, we do agree. Like that's what we were telling Jerry. Trainings, we need to give them a lot of trainings to understand, and then again the governance. So we just need to tell them we are not replacing whatever the things you were doing. We are trying to make it more robust. We are trying to help you, and we are always there to help you. If anything happens, we will be there to give you more trainings. So at
Yeah.
least for the 3 months, they don't get hands on whatever they are doing. Uh, we will not, leave your hands. We will be, backing you basically. So yes, and
Yeah. We could maybe look back at the community as an example, because as you and I both well know, there are some people who jump on the community and answer a question simply by going to ChatGPT and in the answer. And I guess that is an example, slightly, not your sort of standard ServiceNow operational day-to-day example, but another example of how people need to learn how to use AI effectively. It's a tool to enhance what they're doing, not to simply replace what they're doing.
Yeah, this is very, I don't know, like hot thing going on in ServiceNow community. I saw some of your posts, like there is no, what do you say, proper auditor, like what exactly they are replying. But I agree with you, Simon, as you said, how to use the AI effectively. It's fine if you're replying using Chat GPT, it's fine, but you need to understand whatever you're replying, it's very much similar to the questions asked, and it is similar with our ServiceNow platform because AI can give you answers of anything. Like, there are a lot of tools in the market, right? So it needs to understand this functionality, whatever they are saying, is it available, that module is available in ServiceNow or not, because I have seen when I speak to AI sometimes, like to ask some questions, it tries to tell me various, weird things. Go into the related list. Oh no, there is no related list like this. Okay, there is no related. Create a related list. This is the answer I get.
Yeah,
So yeah, I understand that, but I don't know like how ServiceNow community can factor that, because it's very hard to audit it, because what have seen, Simon, whenever we post a question, there is a before business rule, running on it. It does not submit any questions. First of all, it checks, is it related with ServiceNow? Is it related with our ServiceNow domain? Then only it tries to post it. And I have tried it. Like I try to post anything. Which movie should I see on Netflix? I've tried this personally. So it sends me a message. This is irrelevant with our ServiceNow community, and we will not post this question, very humbly. So that kind of audit is there. But if AI will give you answers 40-30% right as well. Go to this incident table. It will give you that table right. Then, if we are talking, let's say a question has been asked on a custom table, custom field, that field is not there in ServiceNow. So ServiceNow AI won't know it. Or AI will think, okay, it's a part of ServiceNow Foundation data, and it will try to fix it in a way how you can fix it to the out of the box field, and the same answer will be posted by our some of our ServiceNow community members, esteemed community AI members, I can say. And they directly copy paste it, and I think they are behind the helpful and correct answer thingy, and we are here to actually help people. Basically, if I have worked on it, then only I will reply it. I'm not that kind of person. I have to increase my profile with a lot of helpfuls, a lot of correct answers. It's all about, okay, I know this, then only I will pitch in, or else, okay, fine, there are other peoples who can answer this.
yes, that then it should be the way it is. It is. But it's difficult, isn't it? Because the AI answer will look correct, and it's only when you try and read through it step by step or try and implement it yourself that you think, hey, this table doesn't exist. What's this person talking about? And then you realize that it's must have come from AI. So yeah, it's a very difficult problem. But yeah, as you say, it's certainly the answer isn't to completely ban AI, because
Mm.
it can be very helpful as long as
You,
it helps structure your reply.
correct, Simon. And I use it a lot. Like, it saves my time, right? Initially, when AI was not there, I had to write the whole syntax again and again. Let's say I have to write a script include. I have to take a syntax. I used to go to my script itself, created by Amarjit Pal, and I used to take that again, that syntax. It's very common. Script includes are very, they have a generic syntax. But now what I try to do, I tell to AI, I am trying to do this functionality. Can you give me a standard code? I know it will give me 30% or 40% right. Then I will engage with it. Oh, no, no, this is not right, man. I want to do this. Then at the end, if you know what you're doing and you know how to chat with AI, basically communicate with it, then at the end, you will get the correct answers. You will get a polished, I can say, script, and I just tried it. This is the way you have added. Can you add catch and error method in that? It has given everything. If, else, if, switch. Bro, I don't need so much things. I just ask you to add a catch error method, but because it's an AI, it will bring all the data from everywhere, and how much robust or how much good scripting they can do, they will do it because they are meant to Simon do that, right? But yeah, but if you are very good at your work, what you know, like how you know what you are doing, then obviously AI is a assistant to you, so it makes your things faster.
Yeah.
Previously, if I have to write a script include and a client script, it used to take like at least 1 hour, to do the testing everything. But with the AI, I can get the script within 15 minutes, and I can do the testing everything within so half an hour. So my half an hour is saved, and now this half an hour I can put in other work. So that's the thing. Jerry
Yeah.
has been putting a lot of comments on the chat section. If you want to see Simon on the right hand side, uh, I feel that AI takes away the uniqueness of how someone can respond to an answer. I think AI can help to research. I agree, it's not a competition. I agree. That's what I told Jerry. You're correct. Yeah.
Mm.
Any take on that, Simon?
Yes, well, that's right. That's sort of pretty much what we've been talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Um, yes, and I was thinking even like another example where Now Assist is very useful in the platform is with knowledge base article creation. That's one strength that's making it much easier to generate KB. But again, you need to a human needs to check them to make sure that they're accurate, don't they? And that human needs to understand the context, be an expert in that particular field. So yeah, once again, you need that sort of the human in the loop. That's certainly it's a powerful tool, but it's exactly that. It's a tool. It's not a replacement for everything that we currently do.
Yeah. So ServiceNow says that, like uh, the power is always in our hand. So last, like in this year itself, when it was a starting, Simon, in January month, when there was a sales event in Las Vegas, same like our knowledge. So it first it's the sales event, then it happens to be knowledge, technical event. So at that time they introduced this. We are into CRM, and we will be introducing Agentic AI. So that was that moment, and we were in the ServiceNow office, and sales people were there, our account manager, and they were trying to give an overview how it works. So they just had the diagram, same that AI workflow data fabric diagram, and you should have a proper data. And they started talking about agentic AI. Then they had an example, from the sales thing. So they were trying to speak to each other like my router is not working. Fine. Then do you want me to uh, buy a new one for you from the office, something like that? So obviously, as a user, I will say yes. Then do you want me to replace all the routers? So it was waiting for your reply. It's not like, we have seen a lot of movies, Simon, like you might have seen, there are a lot of movies, it starts with a bot, he does everything good job, and at the end he becomes crazy on a girl, or maybe, and he tries to screw things. So they give that same example, so always the ownership is at your hands, and we are not going to uh, take the ownership from your hands. It will always ask for an approval. When you say yes or no, then only it will act, and it will not do such crazy things. So,
Mm.
and you might have seen like ServiceNow has bought this voice as well now, because I saw like Copilot has also bought this voice thing. So directly you can converse over the voice now. So it was very latest thing. I think it has been into the what you say at the back end of these um, AI searches, what AI engines I can call Copilot, Chat GPT. So same engine I think ServiceNow is using, and so it has been replicated. So because we are Microsoft partners, so we get that leverage very first. We are uh, premium partner. So we did get a message from Microsoft that we have added the AI assistant, voice assistant, and now you don't have to type as well. So I feel like they make us lazy as well with this AI, Simon. What do you think?
Yes, well, again, yeah, it's a tool, isn't it? And it's about using it effectively. Yeah, it's funny. It's even though, as you say, you might be able to write a script include in a quarter of the time that you previously did. You probably don't find that you're going home from work 2 hours earlier, do you? You still manage to fill the day. So I don't know what we're doing with all this time that we're saving. Hopefully, we're being more productive and solving kind of higher issue problems. Uh, but yes, I think it's because this AI push has come so fast and has been so intensive. I guess it's going to be a couple of years. Well, hopefully, maybe we'll see what happens in a couple of years. Maybe things will
Mm.
settle down. We'll all understand how to use the tools effectively, and we will all be working more effectively. I hope so. I hope it proves to be valuable.
I had one thing, Simon, just it got recalled, with your storytelling, you were saying, so you are more like with that background. So can you just tell me, like, w- how this storytelling plays or help organization understand complex tech solution? It must be very helpful. Basically, you can give an example, because you can bring a lot of things on the table, because of this, your storytelling experience, I think.
Yes, well, as I say, I think it's kind of starts if you look at the whole sales and marketing process, for example. It sort of starts right at the beginning. There, you need, even if you're selling service now, you need to be able to explain to your prospective customers what the benefits are from the product. I've been in sort of pre-sales meetings with if you're trying to sell a GRC solution, and it's very easy to spend an hour explaining to the potential customer the intricacies of GRC and how the solution works and so on. Whereas really what they want to know is how is this going to protect my business? What's the story you're telling in terms of where's my return on investment here? What's this going to, if you can tell them a story about how it's going to prevent their business from collapsing or being sued or uh, losing all their data, that's much more appealing to them than learning the ins and outs of the process. So I guess storytelling is obviously important from that sort of sales and marketing perspective, and also yeah, I guess from an implementation perspective as well. It's you need to be able to tell the customer a good story about what you're going to achieve for them, don't you? It's not what it's about the outcome, not the process. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I was just trying to see what Jerry was saying. I always like to create a video, basically on training materials. He was saying I like to create a video to demonstrate, to explain. So in our company, we have this training. What do you say? Training L&D, learning and training. Yeah, learning and training department. So whenever we complete a project, Simon, and there is a transition like this, so they connect with us, and they take some screenshots and they try to create a video. So whenever a new person onboards into a project, so they can give this, proper whatever the things were implemented, they can give this video session to them. Initial 5 to 6 days, they will be looking into it. So it's like a training to them what exactly we have done in the platform. But however, I feel, Simon, to be very, like reading a book or reading a knowledge article makes more sense. We can write it down, and seeing the video, it's time consuming. What I think, it takes a lot of time and it needs a lot of what do you say, attention, lot of uh, concentration, I can say. But articles reading is like more like, there are two things, people like reading things, and there are some of them videos. So I am in a boat like where I like both of them, but
Mm.
50-50%. Like at one time I will be very bored with videos. Jerry won't like it, but at one time I get bored with videos. I feel like something would have been there, everything documented, so that if I get stuck, Simon, anywhere, I can, just do Control F and find that thing. Oh yeah, I did read something about this in the document. But for videos, I have to again go to that thing. Oh, here it was. No, no, this is not. So, I feel there is a barrier there in videos and having articles.
Yes, definitely. And people have different ways of learning, aren't they? Some people are very much prefer that visual way of learning, whereas others like to read, and you get that in the ServiceNow University. And again, often these questions come up in the community. I want to. Some people, you probably remember, up until a couple of years ago, you could uh, buy a printed out version of the course material. If you were doing the CSA or one of the CIS exams, you could actually go online and order a physical printout. And some people were horrified when they stopped doing that, because I'm probably one of them. I like to sort of read through the
Uh,
pages of the book, and then you can flick back to the section that you want to review and all that.
uh,
But other people, probably, to be honest, probably younger people, quite happy just to do everything on the screen. They don't. That's how they learn. So yeah, it's difficult with catering successfully for everyone, I guess.
uh, I found this functionality. I was not aware of it, Simon. So I found this functionality. Directly, you can see the questions on the screen itself. Can you see it? So
Yes.
Jerry has this question. You can go first, then I can answer it.
So where have we got to?
On the screen itself, you can see if you see on the screen, what areas will you both focus in 2026? Where do you think the ServiceNow sector will head towards?
Yeah, I'm very interested, and possibly not so much for me personally, although I never know. But I'm interested. You just mentioned it very briefly before, this move into CRM,
Hmm.
which is something that ServiceNow is pushing quite hard, and uh, I think it's quite a niche sort of market. I think it's not as if ServiceNow want to sell thousands of CRM systems to companies, but I think it's a good opportunity for a certain sector. And I don't know if you've seen this kind of been a bit of pushback about people saying, well, isn't this what Salesforce does? Why are we trying to steal Salesforce's business? And then at the same time, Salesforce are saying, oh, we're moving into ITSM. Uh, so people are sort of thinking, well, what's going on here? Uh,
Uh,
I think
I,
it's two
yeah,
very different markets. I don't know if you've had any thoughts about what's happening there.
yeah, I had this thing, I wanted to discuss with you at the end. Yeah. So what I feel, there are a lot of tools. So BMC, Remedy, Halo, ServiceNow, Salesforce, and it depends upon the cost. It depends upon the company customer who want to, leverage the this services depending upon their needs. So we cannot be like, oh, this can be done only by ServiceNow. This can be done only by Salesforce. So there are a lot of shops, in the hyper street. So depending upon how much money we have in the pocket, depending upon what is our need, you will enter into that shop. Simon. Someone will go in Gucci, someone will go in Primark.
Mm.
So
Yeah.
we cannot be like, okay, this is great. What I feel, everything is good at that places. So ServiceNow is good. It is evolving, and my area of focus, Simon, is more like to see. Um, I want to bring governance. So a lot of more governance. So if I talk about this catalog builder, so there is only one liner in service now about this catalog builder on governance. This is the flow. You can add a lot of details into. You can add approvals. Just a one liner. So I want like uh, more on governance. So on anything service now is implementing, we need more governance documentation on it and in more detail. So that it's not that hard for anyone to implement it. you know so if that area has been focused, you know if it is done, so it will be very easy for everyone to implement and adopt AI. It won't take that much time, and the automations will always be there. And I want to do something in workflow data fabric. So I think it's a higher version of integration hub, so where we can bring all the data. And we were talking before this podcast about the CSDM. So everything will be in place, the foundation data CMDB, once the workflow data fabric is there. Because it will help us to integrate with everything whatever is there in the platform. So it's like a one integration uh, platform integrating with other platforms. Whenever it is coming into service now, we are not thinking about whether it is done by integration hub, whether it is done by APIs, inbound, outbound. So it's just like go into workflow data fabric, you will get all the information, whatever is needed. So that will be more um, key focus. Thanks, Jerry. And on this also, like as you spoke, Simon, like our take on how we should see the technology. You might have seen like uh, there are other ITSM tool are also coming, in the market, and I have seen Hello ITSM a lot nowadays. So I have got some training materials with me. I should have a view on it. Like, but when you are have a PhD or when you have a good knowledge about ServiceNow, I think we can work on any other platforms. And initially the look and feel will not be that good for us because ServiceNow has went to this level, in the look and feel in the platform configuration. But yeah, there are other tools as well where we can just give a look, a thought, and everyone is doing great in their own space, right?
Yes, yes, and I 100% agree. The what you've been saying about workflow data fabric, I think if people have an opportunity, they should really investigate that. Just try and get an understanding of generally what it's about. Because I heard a statistic. I think it was on average about 5% of an organization's data is actually in service now, and so 95% isn't. uh, but so that's why it's very important to sort of seamlessly have these integrations and capabilities to use all that data that's out there. The zero copy functionality is another big part of this. Just using the data within service, bringing it into service now in a very simple, quick way. So yeah, I think that will be it's kind of with like WDF has sort of built up an importance. I think ServiceNow first started talking about it maybe 2 years ago, and then this year they've really ramped it up. There's been a lot of I think focus in the partner community about trying to train partners up in it. So I think that will just intensify next year. There's so much going on, with AI and workflow data fabric.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of service. It just the ecosystem just keeps getting bigger and bigger, doesn't it? And you need to really specialize in something and just concede that you're not going to be able to know everything.
Yeah, and Simon, like, have you guys moved to RaptorDB, like database?
Uh, again, actually that's another big development. There's so much going on, isn't there? There's always so much happening. Personally, no, but that's certainly a powerful development. It's the people who I have spoken to seem pretty impressed with it, but obviously it comes with a cost as well. So
I was not aware of this, and thanks for telling me this. I thought the way it was projected, we are changing our database and migration will happen, and at the end, I I personally came to know like last month there is a cost associated with it. It's not that free.
yes, now I think it's kind of like a classic uh, software as a service marketing campaign. I think there's a free version, but uh, there's a strong incentive to upgrade to the paid version because that's where you get all the features, and in this case, all the speed. So yeah, I think that's kind of the ServiceNow sales pitch. Is that, well, no, it's don't worry, it's free, but if you want the real version, it's not free.
I saw
Yeah.
your one of your posts, like on YouTube. Okay, like what was it? Let me remind it. Simon, it was more like uh, we okay. We go to YouTube to see videos. Okay, and YouTube takes money to add ads, and we give money to remove ads.
That wasn't my original content,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
think I reposted. But yes, I thought that is
funny.
that really sums up the modern IT world at the moment, doesn't it? And it's the business, the best business model you can have is to be taking money from both sides.
Right. And
You can't go wrong.
I was just having some. I was watching some movies on Prime Video. I have Prime membership, Simon. Now again, it is asking, do you want to get upgraded? If do you want to skip videos? The ads, skip ads. Uh,
Yeah, yeah.
so that's what initially they started with Prime. You should have Prime membership. Then 1 day delivery, all movies free. Great. Now they started adding ads into it, and then they said, if you want to skip ads, give me more £5. I said, no, bro, I can watch ads. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
Simon, I
But,
think uh,
yeah.
it's been 1 hour we are talking, but you know, thanks to Jerry also, he was so much engaged, with our talks, and we talked a lot about AIs. Maybe we slopped it, but yeah, it's a good takeaway. It's a good thing. It's not replacing the job. It's basically helping us. You know, a lot about yourself, how you see the things, how you project the things, how you see the trends. Uh, so that was very helpful. Now, from now, like if any post comes, if anything comes, I will be the first person to ping you. What do you think, Simon? After 2 years or after 6 months, where this, what is this post about basically, and where it is going? What is the projection? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Well, let's say there's so much going on, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which is great. It's just I feel it's hard to keep up. So much. So many of us in the ServiceNow space will have to keep reminding ourselves that we have to go back and get uh, this uh, this new certification before
Yeah.
the end of next year. So uh, that's one thing we're going to have to keep in mind. And then all these, every uh, every release, so much more AI capability to kind of be aware of.
Yeah.
Uh, Plus all these other things like workflow data fabric and just agentic AI, and yeah, it just seems to the pace of change seems to get faster and faster. But I think it's from ServiceNow's perspective, it's effective because I think it's the platform is certainly becoming more relevant
More.
rather than less relevant. It's not certainly the days of, well, yeah, we've got an IT service management platform here. That's great. Let's move on to something else.
Yes.
It's so much today. It's about trying to gather so much more into the platform, which is, I think, good if you're a professional working in the ecosystem, because you'll probably have a job for some time for sure if you're keeping up with what's happening.
Yes, being up to date is one of the thing. Previously, I always tell in my podcast, like whenever I go as a guest as well. Um, Previously, sorry, thank you, Jerry. Previously, Simon, we what we used to do, like people used to say you have to be updated. You have to be updated in the IT. You need to do some study. But in service now, it's not that case. Service now forces us to be updated. This Delta exams, this new certification, new training. So you don't, nobody, like, we don't have to do it like, what I can say, reactively. It happens. The way things are growing, it will come up in our work, and with experience wise itself, we keep ourselves updated. And such podcasts are there, to engage with ServiceNow community members. So such things keeps us updated. Like there are a lot of other podcasts as well, Jerry's podcast. So a lot of people are doing a good job in the community, to keep
Yeah,
everyone in the ServiceNow community updated.
yeah.
Okay, so it's 9:15. A lot of time, Simon, but it was
Oh,
great. Yeah.
very quick. Yeah, there's so much to talk about.
Talk
It's
about, yeah.
fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, I will just close it. Simon, thank you for sharing such valuable insight today. Your perspective on uncovering these real stories which are behind technology, and connecting with this industry, leaders, ServiceNow community members, truly highlights the importance of deeper conversation, in shaping the future. You're building the connections with everyone, that is keeping you up to date, as much I know. And to our listeners, remember, the best stories aren't just the headlines, they are the ideas and innovation driving change. So stay curious, keep asking question, and we can join us next time for more conversation like this. Till then, take care, and what I will say, keep learning, keep exploring, and increase your, what you say, in now learning, now university, something is going on. Champion, legend, become legends. Everyone should
Right.
be a legend.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's fascinating to conversation. Very nice to talk. And yes, absolutely, that's the secret, is to keep learning. Is
Keep learning.
the key message. So we all need to do that.
Yes, sir. So, thank you, Simon. I will just end the stream. Okay. Yeah.